Hello Bartleyans. I'm here on location at a place where Bartley Church was first birthed. I have a little trivia question for you Bartleyans. Bartley Church was the fruit of a Chinese-speaking church. True or false? When the watchmaker first asked CNC to start a church in his Chinese-speaking village, I wonder whether he ever imagined that a church will exist to this day, and it was an English-speaking church. Let me tell you a little bit of the early history of Bartley Church. Invited by Kelvin Tan, a watchmaker, to start a church at Jalan Rindu, Pastor Jacob Fung and his wife came in 1959 and lived at the back of the shop house church.
In 1959, we started the Chinese service at Jalan Rindu.
And while the church tended to their Chinese-speaking flock, they were not blind to the English-speaking youth out and around their community.
I saw this small church, facing the main road of Bartley, this house, and I heard singing. So when I went nearer, I saw it's a church, it's a small church, but then it was all in Chinese. So I went nearer and then I saw Pastor Fong. That time was the pastor there, and he was conducting the service now. After the service, I went up to ask, is there any English service there? And Pastor Fong was trying to speak to me in, I think so, in Cantonese, so I couldn't understand. So I said, church. Then he said, he was nodding his head. Then he said, CNEC, so I didn't quite follow. I was wondering why he said to me CNEC when I was saying church. So he said, CNEC, mission. And I said, oh yeah, he was trying to tell me about mission. Then I said, no, I want English section. No church. Then he said, CNEC, missionaries, he was saying that lah. So after that, I said, oh, I see. From there, I got the idea that we send missionaries there to start the work in Bartley.
Not long after, true to his word, he brought in several people to reach out to the English-speaking amongst the neighborhood. For the younger children in the area, the church organized vacation Bible school and weekly Sunday school classes.
When I was 9 years old, I came with my class friends and we attended this daily vacation Bible school. That was sometime in 1961. Normal DVBS where you have a story time and you play games. And also they'll give you biscuits at the end of the session. Yeah, and also they made an altar call. So I remember that I put up my hand every time they say, do you want to receive Jesus as your Savior? Yeah, so I did that a couple of times.
They were a group of people going down Ruang Gambia to collect children to go to this, I think it's kids club, when we had a kids club there. And they invited us to come and join the kids club. So we said, oh, got food, got games to play, everything. So we came along to the kids club, and we saw, there's a lot of fun, it's a planned program, and the boys were enjoying it. So we decided to attend the church, the Sunday school. And we came, for the Sunday school, met a Sunday school teacher, and tell us a lot of story from the Bible, which is alien to us. And after that, it's just longing to go back, to Sunday school. We are picked up from Longkang, not Lake of Galilee, but we are actually, picked up, by God from the Longkang, yeah. So that was an incredible experience.
As for the older youth,
So when the church here first started as a youth group, I think the credit should be given to one of the Chinese pastors. He stayed inside the kampong, maybe about 200 meters into the kampong. But he looked around and noticed that the young people are largely English educated. So while they do have a Chinese church, maybe 20, 25 people, largely middle age or older, what was being done for these young people? So we started as a youth group. If I remember correctly, we have Thursday night Bible study.
Midweek Bible study. It's not really midweek. Wednesday maybe midweek, but I think it was Thursday. Then when I joined it, I suggested, or we suggested to move it to Friday because the following day was a school holiday. No school, I mean. And that would be a better time for us to have more time together after a meeting. So that was a good move.
We were all young, vibrant young people, full of energy. So when we converted to Friday, that is BCYF, Bartley Christian Youth Fellowship. The boys largely came from Bartley Secondary School. Not only, but largely came from Bartley Secondary School. The girls came from Cedar Girls School.
I was from Cedar Girls. In 1961, with the help of my teacher, we started YFC Youth for Christ. From the outreach, many girls came to Bartley for service and for young people meeting.
The church also opened its premises to a newly formed Youth for Christ Club. Bartley Youth for Christ Club met weekly on Friday afternoons in the Shop House Church.
I joined Bartley because of Bartley Youth for Christ. I went to Bartley Secondary School, Sec 1, and I heard about all the people who have so much fun in this YFC club. And I wanted to join. And Bartley YFC club was using Bartley Church compound. And so when I came to know Christ, I just continued to attend Bartley Church. And in those days, the Bartley and Youth for Christ were very close because a lot of people came to know Christ through Youth for Christ came to Bartley.
All the senior members from the club decided that we will now form officially a church. But we don't know how, as school students, how do you know how to formalize and found a church? So we asked CNEC to help us. That was where Reverend John Lu and company came about to help us. So on the 1st of July, we officially announced the founding of the church.
CNEC helped the youth leaders of the church get started and also helped them to find an English-speaking pastor. I wonder if you know who our very first pastor was.
Officially, it's Andrew Shu. I think I would say that they were told to address Andrew Shu as Pastor Shu.
So that's where slowly Bartley Church came into being. God made it.